It is the Pokey News Podcast, and boy, do we have some spicy news for you today. DJ, how's it going?
It's going good, brother. How you doing?
I am so good. This first news article, though, we're gonna jump right into this thing. It is, it is something else.
Bonkers.
Let me tell you, it is something else here. So, this is from CBS News, right? Not usually where we go for Pokemon news, and it says charges. Two men stole 147,000 worth of Pokemon merch from Forest Lake store. I believe this is in Minnesota. And the article reads, two men face charges for allegedly stealing over 147,000 worth of Pokemon merchandise from a game store in Forest Lake this year. Charging documents say that Matthew Kuipers Jr. and Dustin Wittern cut their way through the drywall into Punch Out Gaming on February 10th, 2022. Part of the theft was captured on security camera video. The thieves stole over 2,800 Pokemon card packs and other Pokemon merchandise, which cost $147,278.22, according to documents.
Crap. I thought this would have been a really funny article if we stocked our website full of Pokemon stuff recently, and we're like, two men unnamed and uncaught that stole 140. By the way, guys, our store is now fully stocked.
Well,
newsnow.com.
In a Facebook post, Punch Out Gaming said the insurance paid for the lost product, though the Pokemon merchandise has yet to be found. So head on over to PokeNewsNow.com.
That's terrible.
No, but apparently, like I was checking some other sources. This website's just so full of ads, but I was checking some other sources, and it showed pictures of the sheetrock that they just basically burrowed through.
Whoa.
So they went full Diglett, I guess, and then
Nice.
came up on the other side. Maybe a little Wiglet, even. The way they burrowed through that stuff. So, yeah, just absolutely crazy. 100. I mean, that's so much merch. That's a lot.
It really is. It's kind of like it reminds me of a guy I know that runs a Magic the Gathering store, and he had he claimed he had like close to $1 million worth of Magic merchandise in his home, and so I think he carries insurance on it. So there's something like that. Like people that have that much of this merchandise, they will carry insurance because if it burns down, they have no way to pay that back. You know what I
mean? My collection's insured.
Oh, is it really?
Oh yeah, for full on. Like my insurance guy's like, what do you collect? Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and boost the insurance here for that.
I probably should look into. I don't have anything worth a whole lot. I've maybe got $10,000 worth of gaming stuff. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Maybe that's enough to insure. Maybe I should look at that.
I would say so. I mean, yeah. And the crazy thing is for me, I started taking. I have 7 of those big Costco bins full of amiibo and special edition Switches and a lot of my collection. I just ended up stacking up and putting out in my garage because I'm just like, I can't. The walls are falling in around me over here with all the Nintendo stuff. So it's crazy. It's wild. So, well, moving on. Incredible Pokemon and Scarlet Violet instruction manuals are a blast from the past. This is from Game Rant. And there's a Reddit post. And it is a handmade Pokemon Scarlet and Violet game booklet. I'm gonna head on over to Reddit so we can check out all the pictures. Now, when you see that, I'm just curious because you've been a Pokemon fan for a long time. You've bought multiple brand new games as they've launched, and you being a little older like me, not quite as old, but you know that feeling of opening the cardboard on the drive home. You were always all the Pokemon games were handheld, right? So you could have just popped them in your system and played right away. But was there something to pulling out the book and scoping that stuff out?
Yeah, I mean, the books were so valuable as a kid because we weren't allowed to play video games all the time. You had a certain amount of game time every day. So when you couldn't, you wanted to do something related, and having a book that lets you read about your game and see pictures was kind of almost as good as playing the game. Even my children today, I have a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old, and they come in my office and pull out the old game manuals for old games and old walkthrough guides and look at them when they're not playing games because it's interesting. So I definitely think this is super cool.
Well, and speaking of my collection, I have old Nintendo Topps cards that were little scratch off, like you're fighting Glass Joe, and oh, you hit him, and if you scratch, oh, he hit you, and so it was a way to gamify cardboard.
Mhm.
But it had it had a piece of gum in it, and it was Nintendo stuff. So like, it like you were saying, it was like, well, I'm only allowed 45 minutes a day, so I better see where else I can feed this addiction.
Mhm.
But these manuals look incredible. Looks like some pretty cool classic artwork. I mean, these look really, really cool. Like, I miss these things. I miss instruction manuals,
Yeah.
honestly. Like, they like you said, they were an integral part of gaming back in the good old days. Jesus, we're old.
I know, right? We're so old. People like instruction manuals. Now it would be a QR code, scan it and open it on the website.
Right, exactly. But I mean, they're showcasing all the starters. If you guys are only listening, they're showcasing all the starters. We're, like I said, we are on our Pokemon on Reddit if you want to check this out. It's showing some of the I'm assuming the new Pokemon, a big picture, like, and then
Map,
showcasing
whole
the
region there,
map
yeah.
as well. So
That's cool.
so cool. Very, very, very cool. Love that kind of stuff. And I think I need to spend a little more time over on our Pokemon and see what kind of content's hanging out over there. Moving on again, we're getting into Pokemon Unite news, because there's a new season around the corner. And this is from Nerd Stash. It says 3 new Pokemon have just been confirmed to be coming to Pokemon Unite in the near future. The first 2 will be Evolutions, Umbreon and Leafeon, who will be added to Pokemon Unite on May 25th and June 8th, respectively, as part of the Eevee Festival event. The Generation 8 starter Pokemon, Inteleon, will also be added to Pokemon Unite, though its release is currently unknown. It says it is likely to be shared either sometime after the release of the Evolutions or earlier. They're not the only ones. Let's see.
There's Inteleon,
Leafeon.
the frog
There we
guy,
go.
the Frog 007 guy from Sword and Shield. He was one of the blue
Yes.
starter. Yep. So he's coming too.
Yeah. Yes. So there we go. They tried to throw it. They tried to trick me here. I thought, I was like, wait, is Inteleon one of the Evolutions because it had
Umbreon, Leafeon, and Inteleon. It sure sounds like it.
they tried to pull a fast one on me here, because I was like, wait a minute. I knew that the water sniper was in there, the lizard wave, or whatever you want to call him. But
Man, this
yeah,
game has
so
some really expensive skins. Like, as someone who plays like games like League of Legends or other MOBAs or other even shooter games and like Fortnite stuff, you can buy skins. There's like $40 and $50 skins in this game,
yeah.
and that's
Oh
like
yeah.
all they're releasing. Sometimes it's
Right.
insane.
Oh yeah, they're
So,
flexing those the brand muscles with Pokemon, no question. Like, no question whatsoever. So but I mean, if you're a fan of these Evolutions or Inteleon, which is not an Evolution, just in case you were wondering, like me,
hot take.
then, or maybe it is, I don't know. I mean, you got something to look forward to, and just right around the corner too, May 25th and June 8th. So, and I know I spent some money. I got Urshifu, Kung Fu Panda, because he's my favorite. Leafeon's pretty awesome as well. So we'll see. Well, I have to actually play the game if I'm going to put any money into it, though. Like, I can't just
It's true, yeah.
I can't just be collecting stuff and not using it.
Yeah.
All right, last little bit of Pokemon news here this is from My Nintendo News, and it says new Pokemon Ultimate Journeys, the series episodes coming soon to Netflix. So it says today the Pokemon Company International announced that the 3rd batch of episodes for Pokemon Ultimate Journeys, the series will premiere exclusively on Netflix in the US on the 23rd of June. In these episodes, trainers will witness Ash Ketchum and his Pikachu being crowned champion of the Pokemon World Coronation Series after 25 seasons of countless battles and challenging quests. Spoilers. Check out the new Pokemon Ultimate Journeys, the series teaser on the official Pokemon YouTube channel.
And then Ash is gone. He's gone forever.
He's walking off into the sunset, him and Pikachu.
That's it. I've already watched that same scene like 4 times. I follow Jason Page, the guy who sang the Pokemon theme song, and he's been going to conferences and conventions all over the place, and he goes and sings it in person for people, and he signs stuff. He's a nice guy. And I've been watching him on Instagram and stuff and TikTok and all that. And he's cool. He does stuff with fans where he'll like start singing a song and walk up to them and they'll sing it back and then they'll realize who he is because he's singing there live with them. He does really cool, just fun stuff like that. And
we got to get him on.
Oh, that would be so cool. He's such a funny guy. But he also does the ending. He made like different endings and he looks at what other people did, alternate endings to the show, and he like shares those and stuff too. And it's just very like heartwarming and like, oh, Ash is leaving, you know, like it's emotional. He just does lots of good content like that as he's trying to like wrap up the show and the end of Ash in that era. So
is this the kind of thing that like this is already aired like elsewhere? It's just waiting to get localized.
Yeah, Japan got it first, and it was kind of weird because the Pokemon Company is pushing the fact that we're supposed to get all excited for this, and it's not the first time. It's like, oh, it's happening right now. Be a part of it. We're celebrating. It's the end of this, and then the U.S. here, we don't get it for like 6 months later. So spoiler, you know.
Got it.
So yeah, you can watch it right now. All the episodes are out. You just can't watch them dubbed yet. So
I was legit confused because I'm like, didn't this already come and go? Like,
exactly. That's what's so confusing about it. They're pushing it as like, and you're seeing the clips of it, and since there's no talking in the last scene, it looks like it's our version. You can't tell.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that again, it's coming out June 23rd. If you want to be able to see the dubbed episodes. Interesting that's on Netflix. I didn't really have any idea that's where it would end up. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, you know, they also release Pokemon TV, I think, is a free app. And you can usually they rotate the episodes and movies that are available on it. It's totally free on your phone or your tablet or your smart TV.
Okay.
It's cool. My kids have that downloaded. They also have Netflix and most of the other streaming services. So between all of that, some of the Pokemon content's actually locked behind Amazon as well. So you have to go a couple different places to get it all.
So they literally have an app that's just a commercial to buy cards in video games.
Yeah, pretty much.
All the time. I love it. That's such brilliant business. All right. Well, we're going to get back into doing our Pokemon of the episode, and we're just going to start at 1.
That's a good number.
Bulbasaur, a.k.a. Flower Cow. Take it away, DJ.
Flower Cow. There is a plant seed on its back. Oh, there is a plant seed on its back from the day this Pokemon is born, and the seed slowly grows larger. I wonder if they have to put the seed there, or if it like it's always there when it it's just birthed and it has a seed on its back.
That's a good question.
I mean, maybe I'm overthinking this.
That's yeah. And what do they do to them to get them to that point that they can plant that seed? I don't know. This is getting dark quick.
This is Pokemon's a dark world. You know, they eat slowpoke tails and stuff. It's nightmarish. So he's his highest stats, and we'll talk about like Ivysaur and Venusaur as well. And mostly when it comes to Venusaur in the end, right, his highest stats are special defense and special attack. So you can build them kind of like a tanky HP and special defense, wall, or you could build him as a special attacker. And if you do that, since he's not very fast, usually people will do HP and special attack. So he's kind of a hybrid bulky special attacker, and he's grass poison type, so he gets access to poison moves as well as the grass moves, and those are usually his ones that have stabs, so they do additional damage because they match his typing. He also gets stuff like sleep powder, and he gets some other cool stuff, some access to some pretty good coverage. He's always been kind of competitive. Like, he's not top tier competitive, but he's never been unusable in any generation or in any game. He's always usable if you're a big Venusaur fan. I just recently started, since we were talking about the Gen 1 games again a couple episodes ago, I recently started playing Gen 1 again. And I picked Bulbasaur again, of course. So I love this guy.
Interesting. Okay. That's very cool. As far as Ivysaur, which I know Ivysaur mostly from Smash, right? Like that's Flower Cow to me.
He's so good in that game. They really captured him really well, and they took a middle evolution that really gets forgotten and gave him his own unique character.
Right. And is he from Russia? Because he's like, Ivysaur.
Let's read it. The Russian grass Pokemon.
When the bulb on its back grows large, it appears to lose the ability to stand on its hind legs. Oh, that's scary. You got to get him evolved quick.
I've never really seen him stand on his hind legs. He doesn't walk around on his hind legs in Pokemon Pikachu and Eevee. Let's go Pikachu and Let's go Eevee. He walks on all fours that game. What do you mean hind legs?
So
he just loses the ability to stand up.
Yeah, it appears to lose it. Like he's, you see how his back is sagging in the drawing? How he's just
Yeah.
kind of like he's like skipping leg day and he can't carry his own weight.
Nope,
Like, you
bro.
know, yeah,
Don't skip leg day.
better evolve.
Don't be like Ivysaur.
Better evolve. I just saw a meme recently that was like Venusaur all upset about like the way he looks after he evolves when he was talking to some other Pokemon that like turned into like super cool stuff, right? And
Yep.
then they all turn to him and they're like they show his stats and they're like, yeah, you have so much to be upset about. Like
Yeah,
they were
because
like,
he
we're
could. He
cool
is
and useless, you know.
he is the
So
most competitive out of the three original starters. Charizard is in his base form. It's just not competitive. So much not so that they gave him 2 Mega Evolutions in one of the series, and that made him more competitive. But aside from that, he's just not. He takes 4 times weakness to Rock and Stealth Rock, and Stealth Rock you can place out in the field. So because of that, he kind of gets his butt handed to him in most metas. So, and on the opposite end of the spectrum, um, the water Squirtle. What's the big Squirtle? Oh my god,
Blastoise.
Blastoise. That was embarrassing. Brain freeze. Blastoise
I don't
also.
wait. It's more embarrassing that I knew it.
I know. I chalked it up to brain freeze. All right,
Yeah.
like I know them all. I could probably name,
Because
600 Pokemon.
that's Tank Turtle in my eyes, you know. So
Tank Turtle. So he's also never really been competitive. I don't know anyone who ever uses them. If they do, it's just because it's their favorite Pokemon, and they find a way to squeeze them onto the team, which you can do. With just about any Pokemon.
I gotcha. All right. Well, that's gonna do it for this episode of Poke News Now. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Of course, head on over to PokeNewsNow.com for some of the latest and greatest Pokemon news. We're getting posts up on the regular, and the journey begins to start building the Pokedex over on the site because we really want to become a resource for you guys over there. And one day I might actually learn and understand this game. So, you can follow along on that journey as well. And lastly, stay tuned for the Pokemon Go community days because I know I'm going to try to go to mine. Do you think there's any chance of you heading out and scoping out some of yours in the?
It's possible. If it lands on a weekend, I might be in like the Gainesville area or the Ocala or Lake City area. So because I go out to those places on the weekend, but during the weekdays, which they're never on the weekdays, I live in the middle of nowhere, guys, on a farm, literally in the middle of nowhere. So
there you go. He's raising flower cow right now.
Yes, I'm growing my own flower cows.
Yeah, growing your own flower cows. All right. Thanks, guys, so much for listening. We'll see you in the next one. Bye now.